Today, we're talking about mindsets. But before you roll your eyes, thinking this is just another generic video about thinking positive or believing in yourself, stop right there. Because let's be real, if that actually worked, you wouldn't still feel stuck, right? The real problem isn't how you think, it's how you react when things get hard. Struggle makes you shut down. Failure makes you question yourself. And that little voice in your head, it keeps whispering, maybe I'm just not meant for this. But what if I told you that struggle isn't proof that you're failing, but proof that you're getting better? That one shift in thinking, it changes everything. Give me 6 minutes, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to rewire your mindset for unstoppable growth. Or, you could just find another cat video and end up in the same place next year. Your choice. The power of yet. This one blew my mind when I first heard it. Some high school in Chicago gives kids who don't pass their classes a grade of not yet instead of fail. It's basically their way of saying, hey, you're not trash, you're just not there yet. Now let's test something real quick. Imagine you're trying to learn guitar, start a business, or speak a new language. You try, you struggle, and it's frustrating. What's your first thought? I suck at this. I'll never get it. Or, I'm not good at this, yet. See the difference? That one tiny word changed everything. Not yet keeps the door open. It turns failure into a detour, not a dead end. Fixed versus growth mindset. Every single day, whether you realize it or not, you're choosing between two mindsets. Fixed mindset. You believe talent is something you either have or don't. You avoid challenges. You only try when you know you'll succeed. Growth mindset. You believe skills can be developed. You embrace challenges. You understand that struggle equals progress. And here's what's crazy. You're not born with one or the other. You decide. Every time you want to quit, every time you screw up, every time something feels impossible, you're choosing. But if you're not careful, your mind will trick you into the wrong choice. The fixed mindset trap. Most people are stuck in a fixed mindset without even realizing it. You try something new, it gets hard, and instead of pushing through, you back off. You start avoiding situations where you might fail. You convince yourself, I'm just not that kind of person. That's not reality. That's just your brain trying to protect you from discomfort. And guess what? When researchers studied brain activity during mistakes, they found something insane. Fixed mindset brains. No activity, they just shut down. Growth mindset brains. Lit up like a Christmas tree. Processing, learning, adapting. So how do you force your brain to light up instead of shutting down? The science-backed trick to rewiring your mindset. Dr. Carol Dweck, the psychologist who basically discovered this whole growth mindset thing, found one game-changing rule. Stop celebrating success. Start celebrating effort. Think about it. Most people only reward the final result, landing the job, winning the game, making the money. But what if instead you rewarded the grind? Parents, stop only praising A's. Praise the study sessions, the late-night grind, the persistence. Coaches, don't just hype up wins. Celebrate the player who's showing up and putting in the work. Entrepreneurs, quit obsessing over revenue. Track how many sales calls you made, how many pitches you sent, how many lessons you learned. The more you start celebrating the process, the more your brain starts linking struggle with progress instead of failure. And that's how you flip the switch. So how do you make this shift in your own life? Let's make it real. The two paths in action. Which one are you taking? Let's look at two imaginary people, Emma and Anne. Challenges. Emma avoids them. She'd rather not try than look dumb. Anne leans in. She knows struggle equals growth. Feedback. Emma takes it personally and ignores it. Anne listens, applies it, and improves. Success. Emma gets jealous when others win. She sees their success as pressure. Anne gets inspired, because if they can do it, so can she. So, which one sounds like you? And more importantly, which one do you want to be? The ultimate mindset shift. No effort is ever wasted. Every effort teaches you something. Even failures build skills that will help you later. Small actions compound over time. The best businesses, careers, and skills start small. One of the biggest mindset shifts you can make is moving from, I need to be good at this before I start, to, I'll get good at this by starting. Instead of waiting until you feel ready, recognize that growth comes through action. Mastery isn't a prerequisite to beginning. It's the result of consistent effort over time. The only way to improve is to take the first step, learn from experience, and keep going. And here's the final challenge for you. A fixed mindset avoids being a beginner because it associates struggle with failure. A growth mindset embraces being a beginner because it values the process over instant perfection. Pick something you've been avoiding because you think you'll suck at it. Reframe it with "not yet." Instead of "I'm bad at this," say "I'm not good at this yet." Take action today, even if it's just one tiny step. All right, let's bring it all together. Today, we exposed the mindset trap that keeps most people stuck. We broke down the science of rewiring your brain for growth, how to shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, how to embrace the power of yet, and how to turn failure into fuel instead of fear. We talked about how your brain literally lights up when you struggle, not because you're failing, but because you're learning. We covered the #1 trick to making this shift, celebrating effort instead of just success. And most importantly, we built a real plan for how to actually do it. Because information is great, but if you don't apply it, nothing changes. And I'm not just making this video to talk at you. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me one area in your life where you're going to start applying this. Because here's the truth. The moment you stop fearing the struggle and start embracing it, you unlock the growth you've been waiting for. Your future self is watching. Let's do this.